My girlfriend said, "Your dad just hit on me. Choose him or me." I said, "That's disgusting." Then I checked our security cameras. Her face when I showed the footage to her parents of what really happened. I, 26, male, am sitting here with a beer, still processing what went down yesterday. My now ex-girlfriend, Melody, 24, just nuked our relationship in the most bizarre way possible. We'd been together for 3 years, living together for 1. I thought we were solid, talking about engagement, future kids, the whole deal. My parents loved her. Her parents loved me. Everything seemed perfect. My dad, Ray, 54, is the most straight-laced guy you'll ever meet. Engineer, married to my mum for 30 years, spends his weekends building model trains in the garage. The man asks permission before hugging his own adult children. This is important. Saturday afternoon, my parents came over to help us install some shelves in our apartment. Dad brought his tools, Mom brought lunch. Normal Saturday. Melody seemed weird though, kept checking her phone, acting distracted. I figured work stress. My parents left around 4:00 p.m. I was in the shower when I heard the apartment door slam. Came out to find Melody in the living room, tears streaming down her face, looking furious. Me, babe, what's wrong? Melody, your dad? Your dad just hit... what? Is he okay? He hit on me, Brad. When you were in the bathroom earlier, he cornered me in the kitchen and said horrible things. I felt like I'd been punched. This made 0 sense. Me? What? What exactly did he say? He said I was beautiful, that he'd noticed me filling out lately, asked if I was satisfied with you. Me? That's disgusting. That doesn't sound like my dad at all. Are you calling me a liar? No, this is shocking. When did this happen? When your mum was in the bathroom and you were getting tools from the car, he grabbed my waist. He grabbed you? Yes. And now I need you to choose. Him or me. I can't be around your family if he's there ever. Melody, this is serious. If my dad did this, if you don't believe me, I believe you're upset, but this is completely out of character for him. I need to process this. There's nothing to process. Your creepy dad hit on me. It's him or me. Brad, choose. Something felt off. The timing, the ultimatum, her demand. I cut off my dad immediately without even talking to him. Me. I need to think about this. This is a huge accusation. Melody. The fact that you need to think about choosing between your predator father and your girlfriend tells me everything. I'm staying at Iris's tonight. She packed a bag and left. I sat there stunned. Then I remembered something. We have security cameras, interior ones. I'd installed them after a break-in scare last year. They cover the living room, kitchen, and hallway. Melody knew about them, but I guess forgotten her drama. I pulled up the app on my phone, scrolled to the timestamp she mentioned when I was getting tools, and Mom was in the bathroom. What I saw made my blood run cold, but not for the reason Melody intended. The footage showed my dad in the kitchen fixing himself coffee. Melody walked in, stood very close to him. He stepped back. She stepped forward. He held up his hands, palms out, and I could see him mouth, "Where's Brad?" Then, and this is crystal clear on the video, she put her hand on his waist. He immediately stepped away, shaking his head, and walked out of the kitchen. The whole interaction was maybe 30 seconds. My dad didn't hit on Melody. She hit on him. He rejected her, and she decided to flip the script. I saved the footage to 3 different places. Then, I called my dad. "Me, Dad, I need to ask you something. Did anything happen with Melody today?" Long pause. "Brad, I didn't want to say anything. She made me uncomfortable in the kitchen. Got in my space. I just walked away. Figured she'd had too much wine at lunch. Dad, she's saying you hit on her." "What?" "Brad, no. I would never. I tried to get away from her. Your mother was right there in the house." "I know, Dad. I have it on video. I'm handling it." Relief in his voice, then anger. "She's saying, Brad, this could ruin my reputation, my job, my marriage." Me. "I know. I'm handling it." I was done, But first, I needed to protect my dad. I made copies of the footage and emailed them to myself, my dad, and saved them on a flash drive. Then I texted Melody. Me, we need to talk. Tomorrow, 10 a.m., the apartment. Only if you've made your choice. I have. Update 1. Sunday morning. Melody showed up at 10 a.m. sharp, but not alone. She brought Iris and her other friend Destiny as support. They walked in like they own the place. Melody. So, what's your decision? First, I need to understand exactly what you're claiming happened. I already told you your pervert dad. Describe it again in detail in front of witnesses. She launched into an even more elaborate story. Now, apparently my dad had not just grabbed her waist, but tried to kiss her neck, whispered that I couldn't satisfy her like a real man could. Iris and Destiny were making disgusted faces, glaring at me. Destiny, your dad's a predator, and you're protecting him. Typical men defending men. Melody's been through enough. How dare you question her? I let Melody finish her story. Then I pulled out my laptop. Me? Interesting. Want to see what actually happened? What? We have security cameras. You know this. Her face went white. Those don't work. They do. HD quality audio too. They don't have audio, but she didn't know that. I turned the laptop around and hit play. The three of them watched as Melody approached my dad, invaded his space, touched him, and got rejected. Silence. That's not Destiny. You edited this. Me? The timestamp is right there. The clouds outside match the weather report. Want me to show you the metadata? Melody's face went from white to red. That doesn't show everything. Before that, me. There is no before that. He walked into an empty kitchen. You followed him in. This is the entire interaction. You're twisting this. You tried to hit on my married father, got rejected, and then accused him of being a predator to manipulate me into cutting him off. Why? She burst into tears, but not sad tears, angry tears. You don't appreciate me. 3 years and no ring. Your dad probably told you not to marry me. There it was, the real issue. Me? So, you tried to seduce my father to prove a point? Break up my family? I didn't. That's not Melody. What the hell? Even her friends were looking at her differently now. You need to leave. Your stuff will be in boxes outside the door by Tuesday. You can't kick me out. I live here. You're not on the lease. You accused my father of sexual harassment. You're done here. She made a mistake. You're really going to end 3 years over a misunderstanding? Me? A misunderstanding? She deliberately lied about my father being a predator. That's not a mistake. That's malicious. They left, Melody screaming about how I'd regret this, how no one would believe the video, how she'd make sure everyone knew what kind of family I came from. Good luck with that. I have the receipts. Monday morning, I woke up to my phone blowing up. Melody had posted on social media that she'd been forced to leave an unsafe situation and that some families protect predators. She didn't name names, but people who knew us could figure it out. Several mutual friends were messaging me asking what happened. I didn't respond to any of them. Instead, I did something else. I called Melody's parents. Her mom, Francine, answered me. Hi, Francine. It's Brad. I need to talk to you and Victor about something serious regarding Melody. Oh, Brad. Melody said you two had a fight. I'm sure you can work it out. Francine, Melody made a false accusation about my father. I have video proof. I think you need to see this silence. What kind of accusation? She claimed he sexually harassed her. The security footage shows she actually approached him inappropriately and he rejected her. Then she lied about it. That's a serious claim, Brad, which is why I'd like to show you the footage. This isn't about our relationship anymore. This is about Melody making false accusations that could destroy an innocent man's life. They agreed to meet me that evening. Update 2. I met Victor and Francine at a coffee shop. They looked concerned but skeptical. I could tell Melody had already given them her version. Brad, Melody says you're protecting your father and gaslighting her. Me? I understand that's what she told you. Here's what actually happened. I pulled out my tablet and showed them the footage. Their faces went through several emotions: confusion, recognition, then horror. Francine. She lied me completely. My father did nothing wrong. She approached him. He rejected her, and then she told me he was the aggressor. Victor. But why would she? I showed them the texts where she demanded I choose between her and my father. Explained the ultimatum. Victor, this is unhinged. Has she done anything like this before? That's when Victor said something that made everything click. Remember her high school drama teacher? The one she said was creepy and got her switched to a different class? Victor, that was different, wasn't it? They exchanged a look that told me everything. Me? This isn't the first time. We always believed her. She was our daughter. But there were inconsistencies. Brad, I'm so sorry. Is your father okay? He's shaken. This could have ruined his career, his marriage, his entire life. We'll talk to her. This is unacceptable. But Melody wasn't done. Tuesday afternoon, I was at work when building security called me. Security, Mr. Brad, there's a woman here claiming she's locked out of your apartment. Says she's your girlfriend. Me? She's not my girlfriend and she doesn't live there anymore. Please, don't let her up. Security. Understood. She's, making quite a scene. I checked the building's lobby camera from my phone app. Melody was there with two people I didn't recognize, yelling at security about her rights and threatening to call the police. I called my property manager. Hey, Janet, my ex is in the lobby claiming she lives in my apartment. She's not on the lease and I've asked her to leave. Can you handle this? Janet, on it. We don't tolerate this kind of disturbance. 20 minutes later, I got a text from Janet with a photo. It was a formal trespass notice issued to Melody. If she returned, she'd be arrested. That night, Melody's final play arrived. My mom called crying. Mom, Brad, someone sent an anonymous email to your father's company about him being inappropriate with a young woman. My blood ran cold. Me. Mom, I have the video that proves Dad's innocence. I'll handle this. I immediately called my dad's company's HR department, explained the situation, offered to provide the video evidence. They were very interested in seeing it, especially when I mentioned the words false accusation and video evidence. The next day, I met with HR, my dad, and my dad's lawyer. Yes, he hired one immediately. We showed them the security footage, the text messages, Melody's social media posts that contradicted her story, the timeline that proved her allegations were false. HR was horrified, not at my dad, at the false accusation. They immediately cleared him and said they'd be keeping documentation in case Melody tried anything else. But I wasn't done. Final update. It's been a month since everything went down, and Melody's world has completely unraveled. After the HR meeting, my dad's lawyer sent Melody a cease and desist letter. It outlined that we had video evidence of her false accusations and that any further defamation would result in a lawsuit. It also demanded she remove her social media posts. She didn't remove them. Instead, she doubled down. She posted a long rant about how powerful men silence victims and how she was being legally intimidated for speaking her truth. She still didn't name names, but included enough details that people figured it out. That's when her parents stepped in. Victor called me 2 weeks ago. Victor Brad. I need to thank you. We confronted Melody with your evidence. She admitted to other false accusations. Her high school teacher, a professor in college, a manager at her first job. We're getting her help. I'm glad she's getting help, but my father still needs protection from her lies. We understand. We've cut off her financial support until she gets treatment and makes this right. Without her parents' money, they've been supplementing her lifestyle. Melody couldn't afford her apartment. She'd been living way above her means, assuming we'd be married soon and money wouldn't matter. Then came the workplace drama. Remember how she posted all that stuff online? Well, someone from her company saw it. Her company that has a very strict social media policy about not bringing the company into disrepute. They investigated, found out about the false accusations, the video evidence, and the cease and desist. Melody was quietly let go for violating company social media policy and creating potential legal liability. But the real kicker came last week. I got a call from Iris. Iris Brad, I owe you an apology and I need to warn you about something. Wyatt, Melody's been staying with me. I found out she's been telling people you assaulted her and that's why she had to leave. She's trying to flip the whole story. Me? Of course she is. But here's the thing. She told this to Destiny's boyfriend, who's a cop. He told her filing a false police report is a crime and demanded to see evidence. She backtracked immediately. Thanks for the heads up. There's more. She applied for a job at my company and used me as a reference without asking. When they called, I told them the truth about the false accusations. She didn't get the job. The last I heard, Melody had moved back to her hometown 3 states away. Her parents are insisting on therapy before they'll help her financially again. Her reputation in our city is destroyed. She can't get a job in her field because word travels fast about people who make false accusations. My dad, he's okay, still shaken, but the video evidence saved him. He and my mom are closer than ever. She was furious that someone tried to destroy her husband with lies. He's considering writing a blog post about the importance of home security cameras, half joking but half serious. As for me, I'm in therapy. Finding out your 3-year relationship was with someone capable of such malicious lies messes with your head. Trust issues are real, but I'm grateful. Grateful I had those cameras. Grateful I listened to my gut when something felt off. Grateful my dad is the good man I always knew he was. Melody wanted me to choose between her and my father. She thought she was giving me an impossible ultimatum that would isolate me from my family. Instead, she showed me exactly who she was, and the choice became the easiest one I ever made. To anyone reading this, trust your instincts. When someone makes wild accusations that don't match the person you know, investigate, document everything, and never, ever let anyone force you to choose between them and your family without damn good reason. Oh, and get security cameras. Seriously, they're worth every penny.